these other functionalities. This will allow me to use all this with minimal infrastructure, no buying of server, no having any IT personnel or whatever. All we need to do is just to sign up on Google account and of course have access to all these functionalities. Now, why are we interested in Google Docs, or why must we use Google Docs? Google Docs have several functionalities, benefits beyond other conventional word processing applications, one of which is device independent. This Google Docs, we can access these are Google Docs from any device, anywhere, anytime. Whether you are using a mobile device, you are using a laptop, you are using a desktop, you are using a tab, or you are on your smart TV, all this can be done. The only thing you need to have access to the internet and your unique username and password, which is our Gmail account, and we are good to go. So anywhere you are, you do wonders, you do a lot of things, you carry out your assignment. You might be on your desk in your office doing a particular work or reviewing the documents, and you need to attend to something, whether a kilometer away or you need to go out of the state or out of the country. What you need to do is just go onto your mobile device, which is handy with you, or your tab, log into your Gmail account, and of course you continue from where you stopped, and everyone can see this. Other functionality is just the multiple feedback simultaneously. With all this, you can invite your team members, your colleague, or you can send this to your boss or your subordinate to work on, and everybody can work on the same document at the same time, or irrespective of the time when maybe anyone is unavailable. You can log into that document, do what you need to do, and of course, you meet up with what you are expected. And another thing Google Docs is bringing, which have edge over other word processing application, is that it has version revision. You can revise version on a single document. You can have a document from 10 years back and see that same document is what you are working with. So you can go to the several versions as you log into that document, and everything will be same. You don't need to be saving them in several versions, or downloading an attachment, attach it to your email, send to someone, the person to review, send back to you, download attachment. Now you need to be revising or changing the name of your version, that, oh, this is version 2, version 3. No. On Google Docs, it is that single document. Everybody will come on, you work together on it, you leave, then you come back again after another year, 2 years, or thereabout. And of course, you have ease of data sharing. You also have role-based collaboration. Those that you added to the document, you might just want someone to just go through it without making editing. Or you can give several, role-based applications. Then you can download them in various formats. So we are now going straight to the application now. We are having some focus areas we need to work on. We are starting with these two now. But like I mentioned, there is going to be an interactive session. So I want us to go to the chat box now. We come to our Meet. Go to chat box. I want us to add, this is the chat box at beside the activities we had earlier. We have the chat box here. You see, chat with everyone. So let us add our email addresses here so that we can work together. So I will show us how we collaborate, how we work together on the same document, and everybody will see what each and every one of us is doing. So I want us to add our email address to this chat box so that I can add us. So it's going to be an interactive session like I mentioned. Then we'll see how everything works. So I'm expecting our email addresses in this chat box. We can see the chat box at the, okay, thank you. I got one. Adeola Janet, okay. Let's add our email addresses here so that we can all work on the same document. Okay, thank you. And let me note this, it's not compulsory a Gmail account. If you are using Yahoo, any email whatsoever, we can add them. That's one of the robust things Google Docs is providing. So it offers us this functionality. Okay. So what I would just need to do is to start copying each email address. We'll see how it works now. So once we copy the email address, highlight the mail, you right click and copy. So that is copied. So but before we go further, we need to start with our document which we want to use. So by doing that, we open a new tab. This is my new tab. It's either I go to this icon here, click on my Google Apps, go to Docs, or I type my doc.new. So I will still show us how we were going to share this, but before I go there, let us use the document we need to use for this training. Let's try to use what we call a template. Google Docs give us opportunity of leveraging on some templates that have been designed. We'll go to this file. I will have here. Like I mentioned, you don't need any application for this. You don't need to download anything unless you're on your mobile device. That is where you need a Google Docs application. But on your desktop or your tab or your laptop, you just go online on Google Chrome or any of the browser. You type Google Docs, google.com, then you go to your address, email address. So from the file here, we click on New. From New, you click from Templates. We see now we have several templates for different roles. We have the legal, we have the sales, we have human resources, we have freelancer engagement, personal letters, resume, several templates which suits our activities. So what we just need to do is that any of these templates can be used, and of course, we just need to change the content to what suits us. For example, let's pick this business letter. Once we click on that, automatically it will bring us to the template. Now we have business letter. This is the template. We just need to make edits what it does not suit us here to what is actually our own information. So like I was saying, we need to, now I want us to come on board on these documents now. We're all going to do this together. So anything I do, we'll of course work on it together and see how it works at our end. So I'm going to collaborate with us now, and this is how it works. Back to that our meeting, you can see that we've had several email addresses here. So what we don't need to do is just to copy the email address, right click, copy, go to that document, this is our business letter, click on share. You can see that before sharing it is private only to me. So once you click on that share, this pops up. The share, okay, the share is at the right hand corner of the window. You can see it here. So once you click on that, it is only to me, and I'm the owner. Polaris Tech Training, that's the owner of the document. So you just need to paste that email address. You right click and you paste. Okay, that is the email address, Adiola. Okay, just click send. And with one of the security features Google Docs provide, which is an edge over other what this application is, it tells you that you are sharing this document with someone outside the organization. So you might decide to go ahead or cancel. So I'm sharing anyway. So I will urge the person, which is Diola, to come online to that document. Of course, you can add several email addresses in a document, in a list. So once you have those other email addresses, you just copy everything and paste there. But because I'm having them as one after the other here, so I'll be copying them as much as I can, and I'll copy as many as possible. Copy Femi Adelibigbe, okay. Just right click and I'll paste. And like I mentioned, I can put as many as possible. Okay, let me do that right now. I'm copying. Already, Imapu, thank you. I'm copying that. You can see, you just come here and paste. You can put as many as possible as you have. Friday, Kende, I'm copying that. To paste. Let me just take about 2 or more. Emeka, sorry, I'm going to copy this as well. Thank you. So as to save our time. Automatically, after adding all these mail addresses, we'll receive a notification in our Gmail or in our mail inbox. So it might ask us to get permission. One of the features you see now, it's telling me that I'm sharing to these people outside my organization. I can of course, go ahead. So they might be requested to, ask for permission. So if that's what you see, just click on ask for permission. Let's check our email box now. We'll see this notification, this invite there. Can we see that? If it asks us to request permission, let us request for permission. Then I will permit us from here. And of course, if you have any email address, you know that of course you will have it offhand. You can type it there as well. Like I want to do now. Okay, I have this as part of my frequent email addresses. So I'll just click and add this. And another thing is, you can add anyone by also giving a notification or a message that I'm adding you to these documents. And so I'm expecting us to come online. Thank you. Adola is here. I have Kayode here. So I'm expecting others too to join. Let's do this in about 1 or 2 minutes so that we can see how this works. Okay, someone has joined again. I'm seeing Femi Adekombi here. Let me quickly take 1 or 2 more email addresses. Okay. Oh, thank you. I've had quite a number, so we are done. I think we can move on. Oh, great. So what we need to do, this is what we call the collaborative workspace. We can realize that we have several people on this. We have Adiola Janet, we have Kennedy Kayode, we have Femi Adekombi, we have Oremi Aimapu, and we have Oluwafemi Adedibibe. We can have as many as possible. This is limitless, depending on what we want to do. So now we can see that some people are already, start collaborating. We just need to go to the section where we feel we want to make our own impact, do other things, and we can create several pages and work on things that we need to do. So with this, we can understand the section where anybody is at this time. You can see that someone is making a comment here. That's Femi Adekombi. We have Oremi at this point, and of course, we have Kayode here. Olufemi is also here. All of us can make editing and do what we want to do. So let's move on to the next feature, which is to use our Explore tool. As we are working on this, I want us to pay attention to this as well. Our Explore tool, okay, let me just change this and say Polaris Digitech Limited. And of course, I can say Lagos State. So now using our Explore tool, one of the benefits, our advantage Google does have over other conventional word application is we have this opportunity of conducting the research on any sentence, any page, any phrase, any word within this application without leaving here. What we need to do is also highlight, like I'm going to do now. I'm going to highlight this word, let's say Lagos State. Once I highlight this and you right click, you highlight on that word or the phrase, you right click, you go to Explore. Automatically, you see this dialog box come to my right. I can see cloud search, web, and images. I go to web now. You see several information about Lagos State. Lagos State Government Center of Excellence, Lagos State Wikipedia, Lagos State History, State Population, and other things. Lagos State University Home. So we can click on any interested feature here, which we know that actually needs, or of course, we can go further by see all results on Google. So by clicking any of these, let me just go to one of them. Let me see Lagos State Government. So by doing this, you can conduct other functionality, other capability on this particular item you research on. So now this took me to the Lagos State Government portal. I can turn this if I actually want my other colleagues or collaborators to understand that they need to review what I just saw, I can convert this phrase to an hypertext. So by doing that, what I need to do is also highlight that phrase. Once I highlight the phrase, right click on that phrase, turn it to a link, we can see automatically that it has given me the recent search I had about this. or the explore I did about that particular phrase. I can see I have legal state here. Once I click this, it will convert it to hypertext. And if I don't want to do that, I might have I can have a link that I want to add to that document. It might not be a research, it might just be ordinary text or ordinary word that we have in that document. And I want to add any link to it. For example, I want to add the link to this meeting. This is my meeting. I want to copy this link, go back to that document, and turn this Lagos State phrase into an hypertext, which will contain the link to that meeting. I just need to paste that link here. I will right click and paste and apply. That's turned to hypertext and sits on that. So once you click on that, automatically we can from there go straight to that link and access what others. So others that are together on this document can do what we are doing. So I want us to just try it out. I want us to try it out. Let us do something. Those we have added to these documents are going to work together on this. So let us try what I worked on. So I have, okay, let me just turn it to the link of this Lagos State government. You can change that. You can change the link. You can edit the link, deleting what you have, adding the explore you did earlier, and you are good to go. By clicking on this, you have an overview of what you have in that link. You can see Lagos State government. So by clicking this straight will take you to that web page. I want us to do something like that. I can see Oluwafemi here. And of course, I can see Adeola Janet at the end of the document. We can add several pages to this as it fits our team. The major thing we need to know here is that everybody can work here at any point in time, and we know where someone is at that time. So going to the next feature now. But before I go there, I need to, we have another poll. We have polls at interval, which will assist us in understanding how we are used to this Workspace tool. I will go to the next poll. Like I mentioned earlier, we can go to that activity button, cursor here, click on the poll, and we'll see the next poll. So we see poll about Google Workspace products. We want to know which of them we are familiar with to show our understanding of the product. So we have about a minute to do that. About 1 minute to do that. And as we are moving on, we can go to our Q&A to ask questions. You can click on the activity as well. You see the Q&A. Of course, you can ask questions. This will be answered once we are done at the end of the training. About 30 seconds to the poll. About 30 seconds to that poll. While we're doing that, we that were on this document, okay, let me just add one more person. We are still expecting our responses to the poll so that we can have a good overview of what we are used to. Like I said, let's come to this bottom right of the window. Click on activities, click on polls. Then we'll receive the poll, which comprise of workspace familiarity. Which of the workspace people are we familiar with? So we're expecting our results, please. Let me just add one more person. Sharon, okay, I'm going to add you to the document now. Of course, so let me know if you have a question that you want to ask, that you want to speak, or send a chat. We can also do that if we have that functionality as well, so we can send a question to the chat or ask, and you of course you will unmute yourself, but we'll have it at the Q&A session there. So let's give about 10 seconds to the end of the poll. Okay, thank you. Of course, you can still respond to that. So let's move on to the next functionality we have. We have voice typing and insert files and smart chips. So going back to that same document, yes, my collaborators were still here, active, okay? So voice typing, one of the great feature that Google Docs is providing, which is making our work seamless, is voice typing functionality. Let's look at this scenario. We just ended a meeting in our office, a meeting of about 3 to 4 hours, and we made some jottings, some documents, whether as a secretary or as a meeting member or as the administrator. We made several jottings. So when we need to put these jottings down, maybe as minutes or as follow-up actions or as feedback. Now, looking at the stress in typing these minutes, or the stress going to give us, or the challenges we might face in putting everything together, Google gives us the opportunity of voice typing, just dictating as if you are reading out the minutes, dictates the thing to Google, and automatically it's being typed. So we're going to see how it works. So that will work if we have a system that is enhanced with microphone, or we're using our mobile device. It's just that we're going to find the control in the different interface on the mobile device. But it works like this. So what we need to do is just to come to tools. We come to tools and we click on voice typing. So all we just put our cursor to where we want to start the voice typing, and of course we're going to see how it works now. Or let me just go to a new page. While others are working on this page, I can create a new document or a new page entirely. I'm on a new page now. I want to use the functionality of the voice typing. So I just need to click here, and that's it. So we can see that the functionality of voice typing, as I am talking, it's typing for me. So just imagine we have about 10, 20 pages of document to type or pages to type. We realize that we can do this in less than an hour or 30 or 20 or 30 minutes, because what we need to do is also look for a serene environment that is quiet, and to avoid distraction and interference by other sounds. We'll start dictating the document to Google, and automatically it's being done. We'll know that this document is being saved as it goes. That's one of the benefits Google is giving us, Google Docs. There is nothing like, oh, I had power failure, what I typed about 2 hours ago did not save, or I forgot to save, which is a common mistake we do made on our conventional Word application. So what we can see that at the top of this table or this window, we're seeing automatically, we're seeing saving. You can see my cursor here. Saving is just typing there intermittently, which means that this is being saved automatically into the cloud, which is where Google is saving our files, our documents. So we don't need to be sharing files or sharing flash drive or other things. We automatically see them on the cloud in our Google Drive, one of the products attached to our Google Workspace. So as we are seeing now, I've typed about 10 lines now within a few seconds. So that is one of the great functionality of this Google. So we can do that at our end there. We can let's practicalize this. Those of us that are using a device that have functionality of microphone. I mentioned earlier, if we're using a mobile device, we can only see that while we want to make our typing, as if we want to type, we will see that this symbol, this microphone symbol. So when we see this, it's just for us to click on it and we'll start typing. So we can try that at our end. Let's see how it works. So those we have on board, please, let's do something about this. Let's see our input. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Like I mentioned, it's going to be an interactive session so that we can have a feel of how the document works and we can have access to it after now working on it and seeing how seamless it is. Or you might just need to, maybe sometimes you might need to compose some, maybe a letter, a document based on our work functionality. You might need to write a report, and for adventure while you are resting on your couch or on the bed, some things just came on you like inspiration or whatever. You can just be saying this and getting it saved on your drive. You need to be looking for where's my paper, where's my pen, I need to write something down, just something else came up. But once you're on your Google Docs, you just need to activate the voice typing and automatically what you are thinking, what it's coming to you as what you're being inspired with, you're just saying that everything is being documented on the Google Drive. So we'll go to the next functionality now. Okay, I mentioned insert files and smart tips. So one of the good things the Google Docs is providing us is that we can insert external file to this page. But I can insert maybe another document, another Google Docs that I want my colleagues that we're working together now to look at. My collaborators, I want us to see a document. What I need to do is very simple. And from that symbol, I can, relate, okay, just like I'm going to show us now, you just need to type your Shift 2, which is the @ symbol. You can see, this is my @ symbol now. I have option of tagging anyone. If I tag this, okay, let me tag Femi Adekombi. Now we can see now I've tagged him. From this tagging, I can do several things. I can see, like I'm doing now, you just need to click on that name and schedule a video meeting. Automatically, you don't need to have anything to be prepared of. You just from that name, schedule a video meeting. You can send a message, you can send an email, and of course, you can open a detailed view of that contact. From here also, you can add the contact and you can schedule an event if that's what you want to do. By clicking on schedule event, automatically I'm going straight to my Google Calendar. I can schedule events with the person and send. The information company will receive this. And also, one of the smart tips can be that I want to add a document. You can see I have these files here. These files came from my Google Drive of this particular account. So I want to add this resume file now. Once I add this resume file, you can click on that file. We'll see that, by hovering the mouse or my cursor on this, we can preview this document without opening to another window. Once you click on this, I can open preview. I can go through what that document is all about. We can see now my name, web designer, and other things. This is a document from another page, whereas everything is being seen within one place. From here, I can have my meeting. So we can do other things, and my collaborators here, we can do the same thing. So with this, and let me just bring this here, I can remove anybody that I think that is not necessary to be on this document right from here. I don't need to go to share. When I go to share, I'll go to the person's name here. I will just click on the icon here. They are all editors. I can turn them to viewer. Just be looking, you can only view it, you can't do anything. I can turn it to a commenter, or I can remove, and I can as well make the owner. So we can do all this within the Google Docs. It's a great tool to use. It increases our collaborative effort, and it, of course, improve our productivity. It saves us time. It saves us cost. Some people might need to be printing documents severally. Oh, I made my first revision. Like, for example, if you are writing a report, I'm of course printing the first version, send it to my lecturer, or my supervisor, or my subordinate, or my manager to review for me. you now make comments using a pencil on the document, you go back again, or which we do these days, I will download the document, we attach it as a file, we send to the manager, he looks at it, send it back to us, we effect changes. But all this can be done within one space and within the document. No back and forth, no loss of files, no loss of anything, no device damage. You can stop on your work at any point in time, get on the plane. While in transit, you need to just come online, open your maybe mobile device or your tab, log into your account. When you have internet access, then of course you have access to where you stopped. So I'm going to move on. One more thing I want to show us on this smart chip is when you press your art again, going on that smart chip, I can add today's date for any date I want to add. By adding this date also, I can do several things. I can book a meeting, I can schedule anything, I can change the date, I can also change the date format, many things which you can't find in a conventional Word application, word processor application. So we can do this. And to add to this as well, I can share this my page, this document I'm working on. I can share it, I can present it in a meeting without going out of this window. Just need to come to this tab now, present to a meeting, and that's all we have to do. And because we have a meeting going on, automatically it will detect that a meeting is ongoing. And can you see now? It's telling me ready to join. If I want to present this tab to the meeting, I can go ahead or cancel this. So let's go to the next functionality. Well, of course, we have another poll that we want to share with us. So our plus to share this poll is just to make us understand and have the feel of people, us all, so that we can see how we can best serve us with our functionalities. So we'll go to that section, of course, go to the polls and we'll see the third poll. So we have about a minute to So what we'll have on the poll is if we'll be interested in in-house training for our staff and colleagues. Of course, Polar Digitech, as a Google partner, we provide training services for our clients, of course. So we have the functionality, we have the expertise, we have the everything that it takes to deliver a top-notch training to our clients. So who also be interested in that can reach out to us. So let's take the poll. I think I have some questions in the chat box. Okay. Oh, email address. Thanks. So we have about a minute to fill that poll as well. We did not end the other polls. If you are just joining, we can go back to the previous polls and fill them. They are live, so we have access to them as well. Let's just see how we can make this collaborative enough and interactive. About 30 seconds to the end of the poll, so we can move on and take questions and, of course, other things. While we're taking the poll, so as not to take much of our time, let's go on to the next functionality. Ease of switching between other apps. Good. Let's go back to this document we are using. I still have my collaborators online. And of course, I can know if anyone have gone offline on this document, which means that if we are working in an office or we are collaborating between our teams and we have a meeting, I can know who has gone offline on that document and who is actually still there. Of course, so Kennedy went away in a few seconds and back. Probably it's due to the network. It's upwards, of course. So we can see them here. We can interact with any of them. We can know where anyone is at that time. So now, going to ease of switching between the apps. We are working on Google Docs now. Like I told us earlier, Google has several products. We have the Google Slides, which is synonymous to our PowerPoint. And of course, we have Google Sheets. synonymous to the Excel sheet. So all we just need to do is just to come to our file here, go to new, you can see, and is either the spreadsheet or the presentation with the slide or the form and other things. And another way we can collaborate with this is just to come to our Google Docs home. When we come to the home, we see this menu also icon here. We click on, we see we have sheets, slides, form, and other ones. Or we come to the top right corner here where we have our Google Apps. We have access to other functionalities and products. So now we realize that we have several recent documents we have worked with. We see that we opened this business letter at 11:42 a.m. So every version we can review it and see what has gone on that document. By clicking on that, I'm back to my documents now. Now the second functionality is the versioning and revision history. I told us earlier that we can maintain a document on Google Docs for over 10 years or more. We can maintain a single document without having several copies. Oh, which copy is with you? Maybe probably the secretary has the original copy, or the one with the manager, or the one with the subordinate is different from the one someone has. It doesn't happen on Google Docs, and that is one of the great features that Google Docs is providing over other Google, other word processing application. So what we need to do to reverse our history here is we come to file and of course version history. Once we click on that, see version history, we can see this document was created, or we have a version at 11:18 a.m. on the September 15. So we can go to this version by clicking on it. We see what we have. Can we see? This is the exact template we brought in to this document. So we can deem it fit, or maybe we need to refer to this particular document at that time. What we need to do is just to click on the three icons we have here, more actions, and we can save this. We can make a copy of this. We can make a copy of it, and we can name this version that we can say template, or we can say original document. We can save that. See, original document, September 15, and it shows that I'm the one that actually brought it on. I brought it on. So, okay, so we can see the other one we have the current version we are on now. Once if I click on that, automatically to show me the current version, and it will show me those that have worked on it. I can see kind of the they have worked on it, and everyone is being assigned a different or a particular color. So you can see everything is there now. So this version, you don't need to, this will avoid loss of flash that, oh, I lost my flash drive, or it's corrupted, or it's damaged. No, and you don't actually need to have any device you are storing this on. Everything is on the cloud. So the cloud, and it's accessible at anywhere, at any time. Someone is raising hand. You can type this in the Q&A so that once we are done, we'll just review everything together. Thank you. So with this, we have, and of course, we can come down to this section, this side of the document where we see new changes. Also takes us to that area of collaborative, to see our revision, of course. So once we go there, we see this, then we can see full revision history to bring us to this section as we did earlier. We'll see how some people making edits here. Yeah, that's good. That's how it works. So the poll is still live. If we are here to fill, you can still do that, and we can try more things we want to do on this. Then looking at this, we can know who came on to this document and when was that. we can see that that last edit was made 5 minutes ago by Kennedy. Like I was saying earlier, you can, if you are sharing these documents, you can remove anyone from this, and you can change their role. You can also copy a link of this document and share on any platform, our social media platform, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, anything. Once you copy the link, all they will just need to do is to request for access to come online and edit that document. Anytime anybody come back here, you just see it and review and also work together. So on the final note, we have another poll that will, the fourth poll we have for today. I will share that with us. So like I said earlier, you go to activity section here, you click the polls, and you see the final poll talking about certificates of participation. So I can have our view on that. So we'll go back, we'll go there, we'll see the poll. Let's respond. We have about a minute to do that while we move on to the other aspects of the training. You can drop our questions at the chat box or use the Q&A. Okay, we are still working on this. Thank you. Okay, the poll icon. All we need to do, just come to these activities. You can see my cursor on my system here. I'm having it at the bottom right corner. Bottom right corner, you click on the activities, you see poll. Then you click on that poll. You can see other posts. We made everything live, so we're not closing anyone yet. Other posts are there who talks about our familiarity with Workspace product, with familiarity with any of the remote work application, and of course, about talking about the third one, talking about if we are interested in any in-house training, and the last one, which is the certificate. So we'll go to the last session of the training now, which is to talk about why we need to choose Polaris. As a Google partner, we provide these services amongst others, which is onboarding Google Workspace account. Whether you are an existing Google user for your business account, we can onboard the existing users, also new users, maybe new employees. We can onboard that, bringing them to our your portal, reseller portal. We'll do that for you, and we can, like I mentioned earlier, we'll provide staff and training to your staff, both internal and external. Maybe you want a physical training, or you want a remote training, or you want to understand the functionalities, extensive functionalities of this fantastic tool. I believe we are going to agree with that. This tool is fantastic to our use, and it assists us in our collaboration. It reduces our work stress and other things. And also we offer discounted payment to existing Google users and new users based on several criteria. It might be your long-term service with Google, it might be your number of users in your organization, it might be other benefits that we might provide for you. We have this, and which, like I said earlier, difference between the paid and the free and paid version of Google Workspace product. The paid version, you have a customizable email address, which is customized to your, like I told you, my own taufik.eluwale@polarisdigitech.net. I'm on Google Mail platform. So I'm having a customized email address. And in addition to that, I have a robust storage space. I have 30 gig to my mail, which can be scaled upwards. If I need, you can require maybe the architectural firm or engineering firm, and you require more space in the cloud. This will reduce the money you spend on local server and other infrastructures. Nothing like damage, nothing like theft, maybe hazard or other things. No, everything is within the cloud and can be retrieved. There's ease of retrieval at anywhere. You can send a link to anybody to access any file. Person does not need to come down to the office, bring a flash and copy a document. No, all you just need to do is just to send a link of that particular file in your Google Drive and send to anybody, anywhere can access it. And another thing is we provide periodic updates on our Google products, which is being sent by Google. All these things showed us that we have more functionalities on our Google account, because periodically Google rolls out updates on our account that for us to have more collaborative workspace and to enjoy what we know how to do best. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop on that, but I think we have some questions to attend to. Okay, I'm seeing it on Adiola. I can only. Okay, let me check the poll. And if you have a question to raise here, of course we can talk. But just let me know that I want to ask a question, then it will give access to all the polls are still live. All the polls are still live. Can we see them now? Go to the activities icon. Once you click on that, you go to polls. So if there are no questions at the moment, for further collaboration or if you need support, assistance, or any other thing, or further information on this, you can contact the mail address that we have in the chat box that is there. You can contact, get more information, support, anything that we need to know on Google Workspace and how we can be onboarded. We'll be happy to have us all to see how we can make our workspace better and to reduce costs in several areas where we are doing our business process. And of course, we get the best out of Google Workspace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taufik. For me, it's been an interesting and insightful session, and I'm sure it's the same thing for other participants. Thank you very much. I do not think we have any other questions here. So I'll say that we should try and practice all that we have been put through today, because we know that the more we practice, we get better at it. Then if you have further questions in the process of practicing, you can send a mail to taufik.eluwale@polarisdigitech.net. The email address is in the chat box. So we look forward to seeing you come next month, October 2021, where we'll be training you on Google Sheets. So feel free to invite your friends, your team members, your colleagues, your family members that you feel that this training will be beneficial for them. Thank you very much and have a lovely day ahead of you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I already said everything. You created another last slide.